It's Lisa, One Happy Place Creations. So I'm in my happy place and knocking things over. I want to share with you today, it's another one of my Graphic 45, the Mother Goose paper bag album I'm trying to get done. We all know how that is. I think I've been dragging my feet on this because the papers are very, like I've said, very wild and crazy. So here's some of the papers that I'm on the 12 by 12 papers that I have left, and an 8 by 8 paper that I'm pretty sure I'm going to use. And then you can see here's the back of all those papers. You know, everything's very, very loud, very busy. So we'll see what I come up with. First, how I figure out my pages is anything that's, you know, if it's got lines on it, it makes it a little easier. So I have my paper bag, and I want to figure out what it is I'm going to do on this paper bag. I have a, you know, you've got to remember now when you're figuring it out, this is the part that I do this little flap with, where I fold that back on itself and fold it open. So then the entire space is open for, again, this album I'm using the Kathy Orta hidden hinge system. So this entire section is ready to go down onto the hinge system. All right. So this is the side. You either have to, when you're figuring out what you want to do, you have to remember, is the page opening up to the book or out to the outside. So, and it's going to make a difference when you put in your tags. If you put your pocket here, you're going to have to pull your tags out against where the book is, where if you put your pockets here, you're pulling your tags out this way. So it's always good to kind of think of what you're doing. If it's, you know, if it's this way, then you're looking at things that coming out this way are going to be easier than trying to pull a tag out this way into the book. All right, so this page is actually going to be where the book is here and the outside. So this is, I kind of go, okay, here's, and I don't use a ruler or anything. I just kind of say, okay, here's my page. And I think I'm going to make a flap. So in order to have the flap, I'm going to add myself a 1/2 inch. And then I know that I'm going to score there. I'm going to put a pocket on the flap. And I want this pocket, let's see, let's do something a little different. I want the pocket to flip up. So then I just kind of draw myself, so that shows me that I want my pocket to pick up. I'm hoping you're getting this. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. There we go. Again, I'm not a great drawer or anything, but here is my 1/2 inch for my score line. I have a pocket and I want it to flip up this way, so I've just kind of drawn my idea there. And I think I'm going to have this pocket magnetize to, I mean, this page is going to be a flip, so I want it to magnetize. So I'm just going to put little circles here, and that will remind me that while I'm building the page, I need to think about where I'm going to put the magnets. So on the inside flap, so I'm going to draw myself another page. Whoops. All the paper underneath me. But it doesn't matter. It's just to get the idea on there. Now my book again is 10 by 6. So I can do a 4 by 6 picture with journaling space underneath each one. So what I might do is kind of, I could do like a little Polaroid thing. I could do So I think I might do where I can figure out how I could just slide some pictures in here. But still using the decorative paper, because my goal is to minimize the things that I have to, extra things I have to buy for this, and just utilize the collection. Not buy the chipboard pieces, not buy the stickers. Now, the one thing I did buy, which I'm having fun with, but it was the, I don't know what inserts, I guess is what you call this. They don't have it, it written down on here, but as you can see, I've used some of them already. So, and I am putting in some solids just because you just have to with this paper. It's just, but some of the solids, it's just really hard to figure out solids that are perfectly matching. I have used some black as well. Black seems to be working with a lot of it, but this is a kids album and I wanted to keep it fun, and to me black, not always fun. I love black, but so I'm trying to minimize the use of black as well, but we'll see how this goes. Anyway, so I'm thinking I'm going to have little things here that I'm going to slide the photo into, and have, I guess I could have made it about halfway down here. So let's see. Yeah, just thinking out loud. So I'm going to have, again, some little thing to slide. Because remember, I got 10 inches, so 4 by 6. So if you got a 6-inch photo to here, and then a journaling spot, and then a 6-inch photo to here, and a journaling spot, that's only 8 inches. I can do my math. So probably leave space an inch on the top of each one of these, and that'll make the 10 inches. Again, it doesn't have to be, I can just put 1 inch here, 1 inch here, 1 inch here, and 1 inch here, and I can kind of understand what I'm doing. I'm going to slide photo. I do try and write down the info, because if I get called away from doing this and I get back to it next week, I'm going to look at this and go, oh, what am I doing? And these are journaling spots. So I'll know that that's going to have to be solid. So you can write on it. And right across here, this is going to be a journaling spot. And you guys might not be able to read this, but, I'll be able to. So I've got my flap. I've got the inside of my flap when it opens up. And then here is this is the bag. Oops. The bag, and then I'll have my paper here. So what am I going to do on this? I'm going to have 2 journaling spots, 2 slide photo spots here. I've got a pocket on the outside. So what am I going to do here that's going to be different or interesting? And I think what I might do, which is some of the things that I've done on some of these other pages, is I think I'm just going to do a, let's see, a pocket like this, and have some large tags. The tags will be, let's see, my page is 6 wide, so it'll be like 5.5 by 9.5. So it can definitely do the portrait size pictures on here. So just pocket, and then I'll add tags there. So that's kind of what I do. This is, so I said slide photo in, so I know that that is going to be like, these are tiny, but that's going to be like this, so that I can slide the photo in. This is what I'm using on the other side of this page. So I don't throw away any of my pieces of paper. I will show you on another video how I organize as I'm running through my books, so that you can kind of maybe get some ideas from that. And I don't throw, I don't throw anything away. I've got little bits and pieces. I've got, you know, all of this stuff because I utilize it most of the time. And I mean, to add a little strip of blue on some place, to cut the border, to use the twinkle, to have this red piece. I utilize all this stuff, so I don't throw it away. I cut out, I need to back this up, but I cut out a frame, and this was the piece that was left, and so I might use that for something. So let me move this back now, and let's try and figure out what paper we're going to use. So keeping this in mind, I'm going to go ahead and cut my base page. This is what's going to be seen most without any breaks. So, but I'm going to have tags in it. So I'm probably going to use this for that page. The tags are going to cover up the majority of this, but yet it'll still be seen. And then for a pocket, the reverse side of this is this, and I think that'll probably work just fine. I might, however, use the smaller version in the 8x8 pad, just so it's yeah, and I probably will just cut, yeah, okay. So, just to double check, because even though this is my 5th page that I'm working on for here, I still always measure before I cut. So I'm at, let's see, let me turn it this way, you get better view here. 10 inches, of course you can't read the ruler from there, by a little over 6. And if you remember, I don't know if you can see this very well. I'll put this like in here a little bit. This, there's a hangover there, and it just doesn't match. But that's the way they're going to be. That's just the way they're going to be. So you have to, and then this side is the opposite, and you can really see that there. They don't match here, but I still take my paper to 10, so that, because this is all going to be glued down once everything's said and done. I glue all this down, so you're just going to see all the center in there. You're not, but you're not really going to be able to see much. So, 10 by just a smidge over 6. Let me put some of these things away so I can get this up high enough so you can see it. All right. Okay. Another thing that a lot of people don't know is, even though this paper says 12 by 12, there are often differences in the size. Like this one, I don't know if you can see that. Let me pull this page tight. It actually is a little short. Get it right there. It's a little short of 12 inches. the end of the ruler, there's like an 1/8 of an inch difference. Let me see if I can get a black piece of paper here that you can see that. See if that shows up. No, it doesn't really. There's my ruler's 12 inches long, but you can see that the paper is not all the way up to the end of the ruler. Let's see if you can see. And it's on there. So I just wanted to make you aware of that not all paper is exactly, see, when we measure this way, and there you can see it is not all the way up to the end of my ruler. So just so you know, not all paper is 12 by 12. So if you're doing something that you're utilizing your 12 by 12 paper, and it's not always square. If you can see, I am lining this up. Let me do it this way so maybe I can get it all in. And let me zoom in here. Let's see. Oops, zoom in. Okay, so I am lining this up, got it pushed in, and centering the line where the paper ends and the line where this, you know, I'm centering that on there. Well, when I come over to this side, here's my cut line right here. That's my cut line, and there is, I'm off by about an 1/8 of an inch from where the design stops and this piece starts. So don't always just assume that your paper is correct. You know, it might get askew in the printing process. So I'm going to pull you back out now. So sorry if I get anybody sick here. So I maneuver the paper so I'm getting the pattern right in the center where I'm cutting right down along the edge of the pattern. And as you can see here, I got just a little bit, but it's all the way across. So I know now that this is straight. And we can put this. Another way of doing it is if you've got the lines on your cutter, you can line it up. Get it on here. Let's see. Am I on here? Almost. There we go. You can line it up to the line, and I'm going to pull it away from the line just a little bit so you can see. Make sure it's against this. And you can see here I'm about an 1/8 of an inch, maybe, let's see. Yeah, now I'm an 1/8 of an inch away. And then over here, I'm almost an 1/8 of an inch. So I'm pretty squared up now. So now I can cut my paper knowing that I'm going to get a nice cut. So I'm going to cut this at 6 inches plus about half of, so 1/16 is what I'm adding to it. Just a little less than 1/16. So basically I'm going on the far end of the line. And I'm just going to cut. And another way you can tell is that you've got an even amount on this row. You've cut about just the same amount of circle all the way across the paper. And that's because I squared my paper up before I started cutting. Just a tip there for you. So now let me get this at 10 inches. Make sure that if I'm supposed to be cutting it in a specific way. And there we go. Okay, so there is the bottom of my paper. I'll put the rest in my little, I'll have to show you guys how I set my papers up so I know kind of what I've got. So I'm doing, again, just a reminder, I'm doing this piece. put all this stuff aside, and I decided to use my 8x8, and I stuck it somewhere. Sounds like we're going to get a little storm. Okay, so here we go. So I've got my 8x8, and I'm thinking, you know what might be cutest if I did it like that and then folded the triangle that way. The only thing is I wouldn't want to use this paper to do that. But that would be stinking cute. I wonder if I did this, get corner to corner, and then cut a piece that would be a flip. Yeah, like it. So it would be like this. Let's see. It would be like this. Just like it was flipped back over on itself. Yeah. The only thing is I can't use this piece because it's not big enough. Oh, sorry. Let me show you again, make sure. So I was thinking of doing something like this, and then doing something that was going to be like this, where it looked, so this would not be here, and it just looked like it was folded back on itself. But I can't use this piece because it's not large enough. So let's see what if I have any pieces left here. Okay, so that one will work that way. I'm definitely going to want to leave an inch on both sides, so I'm just going to flip this over. Make sure I'm getting to my corners here. Not that it makes a huge amount of difference because it can always be maneuvered around a little bit more. So there is corner to corner. And then I'm just going to take my pen and give this, you know, approximately a 1/2 inch border around. I'm thinking this is going to work. So we'll see. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut it. This is simple and quickle. We had a big party last night. My nephew was down. Hi, Keenan. If you're ever watching my videos, he is in Special Forces school, and he's was just down for a visit for Memorial Day, so we were all quite excited to get a hold of him. Okay, so I'm also going to take and cut in about 1/4 inch because I want to make sure I don't tear it too much. I guess I need to do it a 1/2 inch, don't I? Let's see. Yeah, that's about a 1/2 inch. Okay, then I'm going to, let's get the ruler and use it. Where did I put my ruler? Boy, I tell you, if I'd put the ruler away all the time, I'd be a happy camper. So I'm going to put the ruler here and here, and I'm going to use that to give myself a little quick score line. There we go. And I'm going to do the same on this side. Corner to corner. And then I'm going to put it on my paper and see how close I am to right on. Okay, so we've got this, and we've got this. We'll fold this around, and we're going to fold this around. Okay, So that's going to work. It didn't get all the way to the end, but it is darn close. It is darn close. And what I can do on this end, if I really am worried about it, I can put a little something right there. So, okay, so let me get these. Okay. Let me get these kind of closed up here. And this one. Okay, and we'll cut these little pieces off right like that. So we have a nice, almost a nice point. Hold on. Cut a little bit more off this side down to my point and then back. There we go. Now we have a nice point. Snip that little bit off right there. There we go. Okay, so now let's try this again. Okay, that looks good. I like that. So I've got that. Throw these little bits away. Now I want to make this, actually, I want to make this look like it's just folded over. But I do want it to come like it's all the way from one side to the other. And I don't know exactly how I'm going to do that. Actually, I think if we just do it like that, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think that'll work. Get it centered here. That's one thing I'm not great at, is centering these things. But I think that'll work right there. I'm going to take and I'm going to run this right along my paper and make my fold. And then I'm going to cut myself a 1/2 inch or so. Bit that's going to be glued on here. Just like that. And this is going to have some nice tags on it. So I'll be happy with that. Got to clip these ends or nothing's going to fit. There we go. Toss these away. Now, like I said, this is the base page. And one thing I didn't do in my drawing is I have magnets here. I've got to have something for the magnets to sit on. Now I'm going to have a pocket here, so I know that I've got to do one of these. This is one cut in half. One of these inside here so that my magnet's got something to click on. If I put it behind here, it's not going to work as well. If I put it behind here, and you see, and there it is, and you can't tell it's in there. Another tip is do not put glue all over this surface and glue it on your paper, because the glue inhibits the magnetic quality, and your magnet will stick, but ever so slightly. Kind of like those refrigerator magnet business cards. If you put a piece of paper underneath there, that's all it is. That's all it'll hold, just hardly even that. Okay, so this is going to have to slide in here, and the other one is going to have to go in underneath this paper between the paper bag. So I like to make sure that I have these out and I lay them with my pages. I wait till I have everything cut out until before I do all of this, because I might change my mind. It's kind of a pain because you're trying to keep all the pieces and parts together, but in the long run, I find I'm much happier if just in case I am changing my mind. So I hope this helped you guys. I am going to finish the rest of these. I will explain how I do this one and this one on the other video, but I wanted to kind of show everybody how I started my stuff. You know, just kind of taking elements of things I see, elements of things that I don't know, you just, the more you do it, the more bits and pieces you have, and you can just kind of put them together. It's just thoughts of things you've seen like people have done that you really liked. So I hope this helped, and I will come back putting all of these pages together. I've got 2 more pages in my Mother Goose series, and then I'm going to make the album cover and put all the pages in, and I'll be done with that one and moving on to something else fun. All right, until next time, guys, bye. Find your happy place and start crafting.